Tomasz, yesterday, Coach talked a lot about bringing the mentality that you all have on the road and almost consider this like a road practice and then into a road game. What do you think about how you can improve that home record by using that sort of approach?
Well, we know we have to be better. Like the games we play here at home ice weren't good enough. I can't really tell you the reason why it's different on the road, but it was a great road trip for us. We bonded, we spent a lot of time together again, and we enjoyed each other's company. So now we just have to bring that mentality, here, battle for each other. We know what's the plan for tonight, to be successful.
A lot of times the season win lines are matching up against some of these top players in the league and top scorers. You guys have been able to limit their offense, limit their opportunities. What does it take for all 5 players on the ice to shut down top players like someone like Cole Caulfield tonight?
Yeah, it's not easy, you have to play good defensively, not making any turnovers at the offensive blue line. They're a great rush team. We have to be aware of it. That's their strength. We want to be better in the offensive zone. From the games where we played, we still know we have a lot to work on, and we want to, since you spend more time there than you defending less. So I think that that's something we can, work on and be better at.
What are some of those keys to spend more time in the zone?
Just hold on to pucks, create an offense. When we create a shot, we have to win the second battle, and not to throw a blind pass. It's just hold the puck longer and create these opportunities. Maybe a good change, on offense. Which other lines putting fresh guys on, and just keep the pressure on until you score.
Can you talk a little bit about the confidence the team now has in what Sheldon's trying to get across at this point in the season?
Yeah, it's been a lot of new stuff for us, but we can see the benefits of it. We have a very tough schedule at the start, with a lot of learning, tough schedule, but, we somehow manage it, and now, it's time to grow and be better every day. That's what we're here for, and, like I said, there's still a few game pieces where we can improve, and that's what we want to work on.
How different has Nico been this year? What's different about him, either on the ice, off the ice, or is it kind of same, and now it's kind of working, he's hitting goals?
He's growing every year, as a leader and as a player. He's been playing great, obviously. He's been so great for us, scoring goals, playing both sides on the ice and being a leader in the locker room. So it's great to see how much he grows, and, he's a true leader of this locker room right now.
Do you think he's shooting a lot more now than when you previously played here?
Can't really tell, that much difference that part of a game, but he's just, more comfy, in the situations, and as the pressure on, I feel he feels a lot more confidence, and he's been there, like I said, you can see the growth in his game, and that's just a great way to see.
Sheldon, Tomasz Tatar just talked with us about offensive zone and what they want to do to improve their offensive zone play and their control throughout games. What else do you want to see from this Devils team tonight with that?
Yeah, I mean, we want to spend more time there. So, recognizing when we have an opportunity to make a play and attack the net, or we need to hang on to the puck and, sort of establish our time and our structure in the offensive zone. That recognition, and then just loose pucks, getting around them, holding on to it, being heavier on it, so that we can extend our possession, extend our time with the puck. That's something we've been talking about since the start of the season, and we haven't made the strides that we'd like to at this point. But it'll certainly be a point of emphasis again tonight.
Sheldon, you've seen a lot of this Montreal team just from your time in Toronto and the way they've sort of been building. What's the biggest strength your team can have against a team like this?
Well, I mean, we'll see. I think, we're a team that when we have the puck, we can make some plays. We can be dangerous on the rush, just like them. In terms of my time coaching against them as much as I have, I would say they're very dangerous on offense. Transition, active defense, forwards getting behind your defense. Like they come with a lot of speed and they can make plays. Very, very good with the puck and good in possession in all 3 zones. So you got to manage that really well. That'll be a big focal point for us here tonight. But more importantly, just focusing on our own game, establishing our game, and trying to give them some things to think about.
Notwithstanding that there's room to grow defensively, but what's happened, not just on that road trip, but where are you better now defensively than maybe you were 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Well, I think it's just. I think we just our consistency. I think we've been pretty darn good defensively all season. We've had a couple nights where, our opponents, opponents made it real hard on us. But generally speaking, I think you look at a lot of our underlying numbers, we're among the top defensive teams in the NHL in terms of what we've given up, which has not been a lot when you look at the season over our 15 games. So yeah, and of course that's been a focal point, from start of the season is to be good in that regard. We've seen steps, but absolutely there are things we'll continue to focus on and get better. And as we get a little more practice time here now, we're starting to check a few more boxes in terms of really repping some things out and having more discussions with some things both with and without the puck. But the buy-in from our team and the commitment level has really helped. And then, of course, getting back Pesci and Luke, or I guess not back in my case, it's a new luxury to have guys of that ability to come into your lineup. That's really solidified things for us and helped us. We look at not a perfect road trip by any means defensively, but we played about 175 minutes or so of shutout hockey on a very difficult Western Canadian road trip. So lots for us to build upon there, and you like that the buy-in's been good.
Just to confirm, Markey in net tonight?
Correct, yes.
What can you tell us about Martin St. Louis, the teammate?
I love the game. I was a young guy and learned so much from him. I've told this story to many people. It's fascinating that, when I was coming into the league as a young guy and trying to establish myself, he was an older guy trying to establish himself. In fact, there was times that I would play and he would be a healthy scratch, as crazy as that sounds. But he always believed in himself. He had great confidence. The very first time I ever went on the ice in training camp with Marty St. Louis, and this was long before he was Marty St. Louis, the Hall of Famer, I was blown away at his ability, his skill level, and the passion that he played with. As much as it was a long road, I wasn't surprised once he finally got his true opportunity. He took advantage of it. But he was a tremendous teammate to me as a young guy, and I'm happy to see him back in the league and coaching, and we've had lots of conversations since then. So, he's a tremendous hockey mind and person in our game.
What has surprised you most about Nico that maybe you didn't know about him prior to coming over to New Jersey, Joe?
I don't know. I wouldn't say surprise is not the right word. I think I had a pretty good perception of him. I guess just the way that he scored and how he scored in the early going. I maybe discounted some of his offensive abilities. I knew he was a good player, but he's made a lot of elite plays, not even just the goals, but just the way he collects the puck, the way he can, find his way through traffic. But he's just really been focused on being a good leader, a good captain for our team. When it's his turn to score, he'll happily do that. But that's not his focus going into a game. His focus is to do the things that are required to help our team win. And as I say, when the opportunities to score and make plays are there, he makes them. But he's just been absolutely committed on helping our team win games.
So when you were getting to know him, originally talking about Nico, could you sense how disappointing last year was and what type of drive that's kind of built in him?
I'd say so. I'd say that was the prevailing thought, that I took away from all my conversations with anyone who's been here. But certainly, as the leader and captain of the team, I think there was a little extra burden there on Nico. And I look at how early guys came into training camp, and your leadership sets the tone in that regard. So I know in Nico's case, I think he actually had some visa issues that held him back, but he had to alter his plans. But he had certainly intended on doing everything he could to get here well in advance of training camp, and had encouraged his teammates to do so, and everybody really just bought in. So little things like that, I think, just wanting to get the team off to a good start, and both with a new coach and new teammates, and then a shortened training camp, and all these kind of things with Prague. It was important for Nico to set the tone early for our group, and certainly has done that.
How about Webon? Is Jake Allen so far?
I'm sorry, how what?
How about Webon?
He's been great. He's been really good, and he's played very well for us. So that's been important. But he's also just a very steady and consistent presence in our room too. With he and Markstrom, that's a veteran tandem in goal. Like, those guys are competitors, but even keel, have good perspective, and work very hard, and really kind of help set the tone for the rest of our group.
Have you noticed a difference between how teams play you when Curtis McDermott is in the lineup versus when he's out of the lineup?
No, I wouldn't say so. No, I don't. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say so. No.
Can you talk about Jonathan Kovacevic, what he's bringing to your team since he won?
Yeah, it's been terrific for us. He's just been so consistent, I guess, is the big thing. Defensively taking on a huge role for us. He and Jonas Siegenthaler have just been rock solid for us on defense, and they've played often against the other team's best players, penalty killing. So Kove's been really, really good. Anytime he's had a little bit of a dip, he's bounced right back. So he's been really, really good in that regard. He was given an opportunity with the injuries that we had, and he's just taken that and run with it. So he's been a very important player for us.